Good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome everybody to this week's Meet the Staff. This week we are meeting with the staff of the Morgan Branch. That's the Earl Morgan Branch, formerly known as the Greenville Branch. I'm very excited to have with me today the branch manager, Francina Stevens. Hello, Francina.
How you doing?
As two of the staff members at Morgan, Deyana Hopson and Miss Ashley Dalle.
Hey.
Welcome to all of you. Thank you for being here. The Greenville branch, as I had always known it, and has a special place in my heart because that's actually where I started my career here at the library. When I first started at the library, the part of the third floor of the main library was under renovation. So I was stationed at the Greenville branch, which has since become known as the Morgan branch. And as we all know, it was named for Earl Morgan, who was a journalist and an activist here in Jersey City, and a real community hero. So it's an honor for one of our buildings to bear his name. If you have a few minutes and you want to do some research, go online and check out Earl Morgan. There's a lot of stuff that's written by him and about him, and it's all about Jersey City. He's a really interesting and very smart guy. So we're glad that he's part of our legacy here at the library. So I'm Francina. My first question is for you. Francina, what's your favorite part of the job?
My favorite part is working with children.
Mm-hmm.
Working with children. I love working with children. I love, especially when I do story hour, and the joy that the kids get out of story time. Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. Yeah, we love to see that. It really makes it worthwhile, right? When you see the kids' reactions.
Yes.
Well, that brings me to my next question, which I'm going to ask Deyana, and I have a feeling I know what your answer is going to be, but I want to hear from you. What do you miss about being at the library? What do you miss about the library being open?
I actually miss the people.
Mm-hmm.
I miss the community, engaging with the adults and the children, just the contact, and just being so informative of what the people want out of the branch, the relationship. That's what I miss most about it.
Absolutely. And Deyana, you're always so in touch with the community. I mean, how long have you been at the Morgan Branch now?
Oh, wow. Well, I started at Greenville. When I first started, it's been 25 years, a little over, 3 years part-time, and then 22 full-time. I started there, just like you started there. I started there. So, and then I started down, and then I also went down to the main for a couple of years. Most of the time I was employed there, I was in the main. And then now I'm back at Greenville, which is really good because now it's like my neighborhood as well. So it's good to contact with the other people that's in that neighborhood and get to talk to the daycares and the hospital next door, and just feel like home. All together, it feels like home to me.
Absolutely. And Ashley, how about, I'm going to ask this of everybody. Tell us a little bit, just to give us a little quick introduction. What do you do at the library? When did you start working at JCFPL?
So I'm the adult services librarian at the Earl Morgan Branch, and I just recently started in August of last year.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And
fun.
Yeah. And Francina, how about you? What's your story? What's your JCFPL story? When did you start? What do you do at the library?
I started in 98 as a part-timer. I became full-time in 99. No, I got that backwards. 97 as a part-timer, 98 as a full-timer. So I've been here, what, 23, almost 24 years?
Mm-hmm.
And I started down at the main at lending. Then I went from lending to reference, from reference to children, from children to Miller Branch, from Miller Branch to the New Jersey room, from the New Jersey room back to lending. And then when I got my degree in 2012, I became the manager of the children's room. And then I went from children's room, did a little bit time at Cunningham, manager at Cunningham. From there, I went back to manage lending, and now I've been transferred over here at Earl Morgan. I'm the branch manager, and I'm in charge of children's services here at Earl Morgan.
That is quite the trajectory.
Yes.
Awesome. You've done a little bit of everything, really and truly. So that's great. And I realized I didn't introduce myself at the beginning of all of this. So just quickly, I'm Shane. I'm Shane Smith. I'm the Public Information Officer for the library. And I'm responsible for all things communications and programming, fundraising and development, things like that. Everything that has to do with public engagement here at the library. And I started here about 4 years ago, and have really felt like, I really feel like I have found my professional home here. I grew up in Jersey City, and I grew up in, I like to say, I grew up in the Five Corners branch, and I really am glad that I am working now for the library, and it's great. And it's people really, I'm with you, Deyana. I really like being with people, but I really like being with the staff. Like I like being with our community, of course, but one of the things I miss about like normal work life here at the library is just being with the staff, not being able to see everybody in person. Enough about me. Ashley, why did you choose to work for Jersey City Free Public Library?
So it was actually a decision motivated by COVID. I was working in Orange County, California, and things were not so great out there. So my family lives in New Jersey now. We're from Staten Island. So I was like, okay, I need to go back to the East Coast. And this was the most awesome library system that I interviewed for. And I was like, yes, I want to work here.
Awesome. Well, we're glad you're here. Welcome back to the East Coast, the right coast.
Say it again.
Awesome.
She's a pleasure to have.
Absolutely.
People know what Fresh Mutts is here and not there. So clearly it's far more superior.
The first day that I was in Los Angeles for about 6 months right after college. And the first day that the first morning that I was there, I went to like the local deli and I was like, could I have an egg sandwich? And, I ordered my egg and cheese sandwich and they were like, would you like lettuce and tomato and mayonnaise? And I was like, what? I want some fried eggs and cheese on bread, please. Explain it. So yeah, I mean, LA is great. The West Coast is awesome, but some things are different there, and some things are better here. It's just the way it is. Yeah. Deyana, where's your favorite place in the library?
The children's room. I love the children's room. I had like the time of my life with the kids. So yes, the children's room actually. And then, with the programs, we're doing stuff with the children's, which was my highlight. The auditorium.
Yeah. I thought you might say that.
Yes, we had such a good time. I believe the children just was really just overjoyed just to, have fun and just not be so scared about it. I made it more educational for them. So, yeah. And just their personalities just melt my heart. Yeah. So, yeah, I fell in love with them. They my babies now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, Ashley, you mentioned that you were talking a little bit about COVID and the pandemic. What's something that you're looking forward to once the pandemic is over?
Library-wise or in general-wise?
Either or, both, whatever you feel like sharing.
Oh, going places. Yeah, I used to travel a lot. Now I can't really do that. It's not great.
Yeah. I got you. I was supposed to, my partner and I were supposed to be traveling to Japan. We had a whole trip planned to Japan in August of last year, which obviously is now on hold. But I agree with you. That's one of the things that I miss too, is just traveling.
Yeah.
How about you, Francina?
I miss traveling. My last trip I took was in 2018 when I went to Thailand. So I miss going places. I just can't wait till we get back to normal where we can travel. And one of the things I can't wait to do is meet the people in this community that will utilize this library here. So I can't wait for that, especially the kids. I love the kids.
Yeah.
Especially the little people.
Yeah, there's something about them being in the building. It's just like, it's something about that energy of having kids in particular, but really everyone in the building.
Yes, absolutely.
It makes such a difference.
Mhm.
Well, Francine, I have another question for you. What's something that you wish more people knew about the library?
I wish more people knew about our resources.
Mm,
You know, how the resources at the library can help them, you know, along with their life choices. Mhm.
absolutely. We have a whole bunch of new, well, some of them are newer than others now. As of, once we closed the buildings back in March of last year, we really tried to add a whole bunch of new digital resources. So we have a ton of new digital resources, as well as like a bunch of digital resources that we had from before the pandemic. It's been a lot of our focus in communications has been on letting people know about the resources and getting the word out and trying to let people know how they can use those.
Mhm.
So, and we are also providing and creating some programming that will kind of show, not tell, right? Like show people what the resources can actually do for them and what they can help
That's great.
you with. And so like Ashley, for example, you might know a little bit about some of the digital resources since you're working on college readiness stuff. There's potentially some digital resources that somebody watching right now might be interested in, right?
Definitely. To highlight a few is tutor.com. And it's not just for students who need help with academic things. If you're looking to get ahead in your career, there's also resume analysis and cover letter writing help. And we actually have access to the Occupational Outlook Handbook database, which basically will give you a rundown of all of the available careers out there in the world. And you can kind of search by what your interests are, what the best suited jobs are for you, and find out how much an average person would make in that field, where you max out at, what you can do from there. And it's a really cool resource to have on hand.
Nice, awesome. And we can find that easily at jclibrary.org, which is our website, along with lots of other amazing resources. And if you have questions about those resources, there's a little chat window that pops up when you open our website, and you can just type right into that chat window and somebody will get back to you. If it's during business hours, somebody will get back to you right away. If it's after hours, then someone will get back to you the next day. All right, Deyana, I have a question for you. Since you've been here at the library, Jersey City Free Public Library, for quite some time, you know that libraries are always changing and evolving and meeting, doing new things to meet the needs of the community. What are some things that you personally would like to see happen at the Jersey City Free Public Library? Something new or different?
Well, at this time, I know during with COVID, they really can't do too much, but I am happy that we do supply them with the hotspots and offer them the program. So right now, I'm kind of happy about that part, but I hope it continues that we can supply the hotspots and the resources. And I know that I'm in digital inclusion and it's going to reach more to the senior citizens. I see that happening coming out of this pandemic um, with the digital inclusion, with the senior citizens, and because they always be missed out. They don't really get included with the library all the time. So that's what I'm really looking for. I'm going to see more of the elderly interacting with the library more. That's what I would like to see more of. I hope we can do that program that was spoke about with door-to-door services for the senior citizens that we can't reach out to um, the senior citizen homes, people that can't come out. So I'm hoping that comes out of the library. That's what I want to see. I really want to see that more.
Absolutely, so important. I mean, one of the biggest challenges of this pandemic has been that we're trying to reach everybody now digitally. And, that's so much harder now to reach people in person. And some people really are just not online, and maybe they don't have the hotspot, like which is the Wi-Fi access. And we do provide that. If we have 3 hotspots available for checkout, you can find that on our website as well, or you can call us at 201-547-4526, and you can find out about how you can get a hotspot. But so for some people, they have the access, but they're not necessarily sure about how to use the technology, or it's just not something that's part of their daily routine, and they really just aren't. They would rather meet people in person, right? Just some people would prefer not to be interacting online. So it's been really tough. And one of the things in particular that's tough is reaching senior citizens, because a lot of folks, especially those who are living in communal living situations, right? Whether it's a nursing home or even just just a senior residence, it's very difficult right now to access those locations. Literally, for somebody from the library wanted to go and provide programming in a location like that, in many cases it's not possible. So it's one of the things that's tough, but we are working on it for sure. How about you, Francina? Any particular new things that you're working on or that you would like to see happen at the library?
Well, what I like to see happen is the system-wide is trying to bring in more teenagers, because that's a rough group to bring in to utilize the library. So we need to come up with more ideas, programs, to grab that group to bring them into the library system.
Absolutely. This is a well-known challenge for all libraries. How do we reach young adults? How do we engage young adults? Old fogies like me, I'm still on Facebook. I'm not reaching any young adults on Facebook. So, but we're learning as we go. So, all right. Here's a little bit maybe more fun question. I'll start with you, Ashley. That's what I'm going to ask everybody. What was your favorite book as a child, or how about as a teenager? Since we're talking about teens, what was your favorite book as a teenager?
I mean, it's still my favorite book. It's Dune.
Oh,
yeah, by Frank Herbert, and also Stranger in a Strange Land by Robert Heinlein.
Excellent. Yeah, I think I've read Dune like 5 times now. I love that book.
Oh, it's so good.
How about you, Deyana? What's one of your favorite books growing up?
Charlotte Web.
Oh yeah, Charlotte's Web.
I like that. I love Charlotte the spider. She was very intelligent. I like her. Yeah, nice. So a lot.
Francina?
3 Little Pigs.
That's a good one too. That was I made my mom read the 3 Little Pigs to me probably like 1,000. I mean, no exaggeration, probably 1,000 times. I read that book so many times when I was little. I loved that book. I would probably have to say the same thing in terms of like the actual number of times I read the book. 3 Little Pigs is probably my favorite book of all time. Nice. All right, now we have a little bit, we're going to change it up a little bit. This is real quick. We're calling it the lightning round. Just some fun questions to get to know you a little bit better outside of library stuff. I'm going to ask all of you these questions. Just jump in. Let me know how you feel. Some of these are hot topics. Some of these are less controversial than others. But first one up, dog person or a cat person? Francina.
Neither, but if I have to choose, I would go with dog, because I do have 2 grand dogs.
Okay.
2 little Yorkies. And I call them my grand dogs. So
nice. And if not dogs or cats, any other pets?
No.
Deyana?
I like dogs too. I do. I like the little ones. I like the shih tzus. Those are like my favorite right now. It's the dogs. The dogs for me. I mean, if it's not a dog, I will go with fish.
Okay.
I will go with fish. If it's not a dog, I'm definitely going with fish.
Okay. Ashley?
Probably both, but I guess I'm more inclined to be a cat person because most apartments don't allow dogs.
I think I'm with you on this one, Ashley. I love dogs and cats. I grew up with both of them, but I think as a pet owner, I don't have any pets now, but as a pet owner, I think I would prefer cat just because it's a little bit more manageable. All right. Ashley, back to you. Cake or pie?
Pie, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Any particular favorite?
I think like Dutch apple pie, hands down,
Okay.
100%. Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
excellent. All right. Francina?
Cake and red velvet.
Mm, Deanna?
You know, coconut cake.
Oh,
Yes.
sounds good. Sounds
Mm.
really good. I like cake. I like both, but I have to go with cake. Cake with like a really good buttercream, like anything with like really good buttercream frosting.
Nice.
Cake is really just a vehicle for good buttercream frosting. That's really all it's that.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. Deanna, who's your favorite band or favorite musician?
Oh my God. Who's my favorite band?
There's no wrong answer.
I like Jill Scott.
Okay.
I like Jill Scott because she's very soulful, you know? Yeah. And then if it's not soulful, it's gospel for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about you, Ashley?
My favorite, okay. My favorite band statistically by Spotify standards is Cure, but my actual favorite band is New Order.
Okay. So, all right. Very nice. Very nice. Good. I like the breakdown there. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I am a
Francina?
librarian after all.
Okay.
I'm old school. I would take Gladys Knight in the pit.
Mhm.
So yeah, Gladys Knight, my favorite.
Yeah, I have a real hard time picking a favorite, but I would say statistically, probably it's like something like that's like because I tend to put on this like go to sleep playlist on Spotify when I go to bed, or rather not Spotify. So it's probably some like by statistics, it's probably some like ambient, like no lyrics thing. But in terms of like choosing to listen to something specific, I don't know. I've been really into Christine and the Queens lately. There's like this, she's got this new album that's just like really, really fun. And there's like she did like all these videos to go with all these music videos that are all in like one theme. Like it's a fun listen. All right. Francina, favorite pizza in Jersey City?
Well, Stadium Pizza.
Okay. Stadium is like, we get a lot of that in these meet the staffs. People tend to answer Stadium.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's solid. It's a very solid choice. Deanna.
Vincent's.
Okay.
Vincent's.
Good. You're talking about Vincent's down on Danforth and 440?
Yes, you know the one. Yes, that one. Absolutely. They are awesome. Mm.
Yeah, very good.
I
Very
see
good.
you licking your lips because you know the truth.
Very good. Very good. All right, Ashley, I promised I wouldn't ask you about pizza, but what's your favorite restaurant in Jersey City?
Oh, my favorite restaurant in Jersey City? Oh, maybe Porto.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Good
feel
stuff.
like between like me leaving the Jersey City area and then coming back, a lot of restaurants I did like closed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Porto, definitely.
So you're talking about Porto that was on Newark Avenue, which is
Yeah.
no longer with us, sadly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great place. That was a great spot to hang out in too.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to Portos? I haven't been downtown.
They
They left?
closed.
Yeah.
It was like, it's been a few years since they closed. Yeah, unfortunately. But
See, I left from downtown and now they going.
see what happens when you leave, Deanna?
I see.
Well, my favorite pizza is probably Renato's. I'm gonna go with Renato's up in the Heights. I mean, it's really difficult decision, obviously, and like Stadium is a very good choice. Vincent's is a very good choice, but I have to stick with Renato's on this one.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try that pizza out.
Yeah. It's worth the trip up. All right. And this one is for everybody too. This is our last one. Ashley, is there anything else you want the community to know about you or the Morgan Branch?
Just that we miss you and we can't wait to see you, and hopefully we'll have more in-person interaction at some point, maybe over the summer, that would be really nice. It really is the most like missing element of coming in every day.
Definitely. How about you, Deyana? Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I just, my thing is I just can't wait to see the people, and just interacting with the kids again in the daycares and just having that good relationship with the community. So yeah, I just cannot wait.
Absolutely. Me neither.
Yes.
All right, Francina, last word to you. Anything else you want the community to know about the Morgan Branch or about you?
Same here. I would like let them know that we did a little minor renovations here. So that would be a nice surprise when they come back. And I can't wait to interact with them, especially the children.
Well,
You're gonna love them. You're gonna really love them. They are so lovable, Francina. They really are. Right, Shane? They are
yes,
so
they are.
lovable. They
They
are
really are.
so lovable.
A good group. All right, well, thank you all. Francina, Deyana, Ashley, thank you all so much for taking the time. It's really great that we get to do this and, get to know each other a little bit better, and also to give our patrons and our community a chance to know us a little bit better too. Thank you so much. Thanks for all your thoughtful and interesting answers. And to those watching, please stay tuned. We're going to keep you updated on the next one of these, which will be happening in April. And in the meantime, keep an eye on our social media, keep an eye on jclibrary.org. We'll be letting you know all about anything new that we have going on, especially, when it comes to COVID, and, things change quickly sometimes. So we'll let you know if there's any changes to any services or anything like that. Keep an eye. Thank you all very much and have a great day.
Thank